Welcome back, everyone, to another Sunday evening live. Just kind of getting set up here. Check my settings. Oh, yeah. All right. So, as you can see, I fired up the Masterbuilt Gravity Series here. Got my griddle in there. I got my pellet heater going just to keep me warm behind me. Now, today, I picked up some Marrow burgers from Steve Green Foods near my house. And it's actually in Walkerville. And a good stone throws away from Steve Green Foods is Walkerville Brewing Company. So I got a couple beers from there. Just trying to think of what one to have. Set up this. Yeah, I don't quite have my set up this for so I can moderate here. There we are. All right. So, like I say, got some Marrow burgers. Gonna throw in a Masterbuilt. But let's start off cracking open one of these beers. Now this one's the Purity Pilsner from Walkerville Brewing. Should say it's just slightly below freezing, but there's no wind, which is very nice. There's a slight flurry in the air. Very, very light snow. But we had a day of just above freezing, so a lot of the snow melted. There we are. Cheers. Okay. Currently, I got the Masterbuilt going here, 350 degrees. I'm going to bump that temperature up to 450. Doesn't take very long at all for this to warm up. Got that charcoal hopper going. We got Fred Prank Clips says hi. What you drinking? Well, I got the Purity Pilsner here from Walkerville Brewing. Figure a nice Pilsner because I'm going to be cooking up some bone marrow burgers here on the grill. And figure a beer like this without too much flavor, but nice deliciousness would be perfect pairing for that. Here's those bone marrow burgers. I believe it's bone marrow mixed with brisket meat, like ground brisket. So I'm kind of anxious to give that a try. Trying to figure out a way to get a wider angle for everybody. Let's see. There. Whoop. No. No, we'll stick with what I had, I think. Anyway. All right. So, like I said, I got my griddle attachment in there. Now I got cut up some red bell pepper or sweet pepper. I'm gonna put that on there. I was trying to think of what to put on with the bone marrow burgers that won't take up too much of the flavor of the meat, because I do want to taste that flavor. While they're grilling up, we'll start toasting their buns. Just like that. Get these out of the package, ready to go on. Now the color of those burgers were covered in parchment paper, so you really didn't see, but look how beautiful those are. Okay, before I burn everything here, get sidetracked. Well, seeing those buns are getting pretty toasted there. We'll leave them on a little bit longer. We'll get those burgers on now. There. Now I was thinking of putting these burgers on the grill, but I wasn't sure bone marrow burgers, whether or not it would hold up on the grill or not. So I figured the griddle was a better, safer option. All right. Yeah, see, these are getting as far as I want to go on these. Just set those up there. The peppers always get such a nice flavor when you throw them on the griddle like that. Well, here we are. Happy Sunday. Good stuff. Might as well top up my beer here. One thing I should have brought out was my beer can launcher so I can shoot this out in the yard. Like I say, I got my pellet stove going there, kind of keeping me warm down here. But anyway, we'll launch it out in the yard like that. Let's slide these peppers around. I got a bit of a slope here on this griddle, so what I'll do, flip these, put these peppers down in the grease of the Marrow burgers. There we go. Something like that. Starting to get some nice smell off those burgers. Yeah, so like I say, just below freezing, but barely any wind. There's a very light snow going on, but it's actually quite comfortable, especially when you're standing at the grill like this. And like I say, I got that right behind me, keeping me warm. It's a pretty nice setup. Try to give you a good view of everything. Let's say some people ask me about the pellet grill here. I got the pellet grill right under the roof. And just to show you, I got a good flame going. I can put my hand just like this, and it's not too hot to hold there. So yeah, it's not too hot to be under the roof. The roof's still a couple feet up from that. Looks like we're getting ready to flip those burgers again. To give you a good view of that. Peppers are starting to get a little soft. They start to get some nice flavor when I do that. All right, let's give these burgers a flip. Whoop. Good stuff. So I still got my tent set up over there with the wood stove in it. But we're outside the tent tonight because it's warm enough. And it's dark out. I got my solar lights on under the gazebo. Got the solar lights on over under that pavilion. But pretty soon it'll be light around this time. I don't know if you can tell here. Yeah, getting some snow blowing in again. Every once in a while you get that snow blowing in, but like I say, it's not bad at all. I can tell those burgers aren't quite ready yet. I still see some pink juices. Here, I'll show you. You can see here. And some pink juices here flowing out. Still see a little pink in the center of that burger. So we'll end up flipping these again. We're in no rush. Let's give it another flip here. Starting to see some nice sear on there. Looking good. So, we got one beer to cook with here, and then we'll have the other beer once we once these are ready. This is a nice setup though. Like as far as if I were getting my kettle grill to do the same setup, we'd have to light the charcoal and get it going. With the charcoal hopper in the burn area, and then I set my temperature, blows that heat under this griddle, and it gets there within a matter of 5 minutes or so. It's actually pretty quick. Pretty quick, pretty convenient. Well, we're getting some nice juices here. I don't think they're quite ready yet, but I think they're getting close. Maybe we'll give these burgers one more flip here. It'll probably be the last flip. I see a little difference in the size of them now. They shrunk down a little bit. These peppers are looking like they're getting pretty flavorful here. Getting some nice sear on them. Getting covered in that marrow juice from the burger. Just smelling fantastic here. Still see some juices bubbling away out of there. I think we got to go a little hotter in temperature. I think these peppers are getting all about as far as I want to go. And what I'll do, I'll start moving these peppers up to the buns here. Should have brought some tongs up. We got this. There you go. Now I'll give these burgers one more flip. There, maybe that light was a little too bright. Okay, I think we're getting there. I think it's about ready. Yep. All right. Slide that off. Put that up there. Here we have it. A couple of bone marrow burgers right there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to plate one and bring one in the house. Oh, I forgot. I was going to put a little lettuce on there. Let me see here. Put that lettuce right over top. Something like that. And the other one, I'll bring in the house. Be right back. What's that? I have to leave my microphone. My brother? Okay. Okay. I'm told my brother Sean is watching me. Hey, Sean. Hello. All right. Where can I set this camera up here? Oh, there we go. All right. That'll do. Oh, yeah. You can see me there. Perfect. Hello, all. Hello, Sean. How much am I planning to eat? Well, I figured just one burger. Oh my gosh, it's Sean. You're making me hungry. Look. Bone marrow burger. Steve Green Foods. We're going to try it. Never tried it before. It's quite moist. Got good beefy flavor. Let me shut my grill down here. Shut off. And the part, yeah, put my vents in, otherwise my charcoal will keep burning all night. I'm sure other people who have a Masterbuilt grill know what I'm talking about. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that's good. See if I can move this camera again. I'm sure you want to see some of that fire going on here. The old pellet grill fire right behind me. Yeah, there's not a real strong taste of the burger. I didn't want to overpower it with toppings. I really wanted to taste that beef. Got a good beefy flavor. Mm. Chef Mario, nice to see you here, buddy. I just cooked up a bone marrow burger here on Masterbuilt griddle. Had to give it a try. I got it at Steve Green Foods. Of course, down the road, as you know, is Walkerville Brewing. So I got a couple beers from there. I already cracked one open. Cheers. Yes, a burger. Close up on the burger. Oh, as best I can there. Bone marrow burger. I grilled up some sweet red peppers on the grill, and I got some lettuce on it. I didn't want to put too much toppings because I really wanted the taste of that burger to come through. I asked John Janice if he knew of you the other day. He's the owner. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know John Janice, but I did stop by your place the other day, and I had one of your burgers. Tell you, it was pretty good. You had burger patty, some pulled pork, and you had these mac and cheese balls that I believe were deep fried, breaded and deep fried, and put on the burger. Those were so good. Yeah, have all that stuff on the burger is pretty good. And the fries, the way they're seasoned with that seasoning you put on there. First of all, they're cooked perfectly, and that seasoning was fantastic. That was good stuff. And of course, we had a cold beer while we were there. Sean's saying yum. Yep. I should show you some, Sean. I still got the tent set up there with the wood stove in there. It has worked out really well in the cold weather. Some days are just too cold to film out here. Well, I've had it where the camera just freezes up. I can't film out here. But not a bad night tonight, I gotta say. Mm. Move you around a little bit. I'm off the ice for this year. Yeah. I don't think it's too safe to go on the ice anymore. I mean, as far as ice fishing goes, I wish for some cold weather for them. But as far as the rest of us, yeah, I hope we're done with ice fishing. We can ice fish in the backyard here. We'll cook something up on the wood stove. Cook some fish on that. Yeah, so I was debating what grill to use for these burgers. I thought, well, if I do grill them, maybe they're too tender to sit on a grill. And I'll either need a frying pan or a griddle. That's why I fired up this. I figured it'd be a nice, quick way to do it. Catch and cook T-bones. It's an idea. We'll hook them on fishing rod, and we'll pull them up and put them on the put them on the fry pan on the wood stove. Yeah, I haven't done a video with my brother Sean for a long time. Usually my brother Dan that comes by. I was kind of hoping for some heavier snow, to tell you the truth. It always shows up so nice on camera. I don't imagine I see any stars or moon or anything tonight. Just too cloudy. I see a little sliver of a moon up there in the clouds, but I don't think it'll even show up on camera. But it's kind of cool because as you're looking up through the tree, you can see that little sliver of the moon. Excuse me. And looks pretty neat at nighttime. Bit of a nice snack this time of night. Like I say, not quite as warm as the tent, but give you a different camera angle here. There we are. Should we crack this one open? Or are we done for tonight? This is the Honest Lager, again from Walkerville Brewery. I just finished up my Purity Pilsner. Raw meat eater, just kidding, looks yummy. Yeah. We're gonna crack it open. Just slightly darker than the Purity Pilsner. Get some nice fizzies in that as well. Cheers, everyone. Good stuff. So, a bit of a excitement today with the Olympics. Canada, tell you, gave them a run for their money anyway. But yeah, it's nice to see people across the country cheering on the team. Even in the U.S., you know, people cheering on their team. Such a great thing to do for your country. You know, we got to keep the politics out of sports, but just root for your team. I guess I just brought it in there by saying that, but tell you, this is nice and warm standing here. Got to experiment with the best place to do this, you know. So the other day I rolled the pellet grill out here. I did a turkey on that. That was a fun cook. It's always so intimidating to do a turkey. You know, for one, you can't buy a turkey all year round. There's only certain times a year you can buy a turkey. And then, you know, I treated it kind of like a big chicken. Cut the thing in half, then I cut the leg and the thigh off, So I had the leg and the thigh, and the breast and the wing, and of course 2 halves of that. Laid them on the grill, flipped them around when I needed to, and I'm telling you, in the end, it just turned out fantastic right on the pellet grill, which is probably the most, in my guess, probably the most popular grill right now. It's the pellet grill. So figure cooking a turkey on that, or at least showing how I do it, might help somebody else. I'm telling you, the results were pretty good. Sean, beer and a shot at 8 a.m. No problem. Yep. Yep. That's the interesting part, the fun part anyway. The people that were hitting the bars at 8 a.m. That's good stuff. It's only on St. Patrick's Day they do that. I guess special events like this too. Yep. I was out for breakfast with my mom and dad and my brother Dan this morning, and yeah, the Olympic game was going on, the hockey game. So we're watching our phone for updates. Yeah, good stuff. Good night. Yeah, if I probably another night I'll get a live fire going, get a wood fire going outside here, and get a nice setup going. I did that a few weeks back. We had quite a bit of snow. It was pretty cold, but it wasn't. There was no wind that night, and it was actually really nice to have that in the cold. The whole fire, or the what do you call it? The fire pit. The roof of that was covered in a blanket of snow. So I got that fire going and slowly watched that snow melt off the roof. It's pretty cool. Yep. So don't know if there's any. Don't really have any big cooks planned the next week or so. Just gonna kind of wing it with what I got going on, and I'll share with you what I end up cooking as I come up with whatever idea. I like to do some salmon on the grill. That's always a nice cook. We've been enjoying our salmon here, but yeah, I want to do it in such a way where it's a nice, easy cook right on the grill. I do enjoy it on the cedar plank, but right now I don't have any cedar planks, so yeah, doing it right on the grill might be fun. Anyway, cheers again. Speaking of my brother Dan, him and I started another YouTube channel called the All Weather Cigar Heads, and it's been starting to get some traction. We our subscriber base is starting to jump, so see what happens with that channel. We're just having fun. We enjoy cigars on there, and we pair it with some whiskey or some rum, or you know, try different things, talk about our experience with certain cigars. Kind of fun. It's an excuse for us to get together, have a cigar. Got to really twist my arm to do that. So, whoop. Let's see what's going on here. Whoop. There we are. Well, I guess it's time to sign off here. thank everyone for joining in, chiming in, and yeah, it's something I enjoy doing. Usually on a Sunday evening, we'll go live, touch base with whoever's out there, try to cook something, or you know, talk about something. Sometimes I have a guest on. Good night till next time. Yes, cheers and good night. So yeah, I guess it's goodbye. We'll see you on the next one.